Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David and in this video I'm going to show you an expansion for Talisman, and that is the Secret Pool. In the base game it doesn't really matter if your character is good, evil or neutral, besides from some spaces on the board. With this expansion it adds a lot of adventure cards that interact with your alignment. Also we get the stables where you can pick up horses or a mule. Instead of the basic Talisman reward at the Warlock's Cave when you fulfill the quest, you can choose to pick a card from the quest reward deck, 3 new spell cards, 4 new characters to play with and 3 new alternate endings. So please let me show you what's inside this expansion. The base game had these cards for your alignment, good or evil. Because this adventure deck has a lot to do with your alignment, they also added neutral cards so you can show your neutral alignment. And so you can mix this with the card from the base set. So you can easily check by yourself or your opponents what their alignment is at this moment by using these cards. Then we have 16 new spell cards. Nothing really special about them. No special rules or such. You can just simply mix them into your spell deck. Then we have these stable cards. Those are 12 cards. There are 4 different cards, 3 of each in this deck. They are put aside next to the game board, and during the game, usually by these adventure cards, you can get one of these cards. There's the mule that you already know. This one lets you carry up an extra 4 objects, but now there's also a horse and a cart that lets you carry an extra 8 objects. We have the riding horse. If you own the riding horse as a follower, you may roll 2 dice and add them together to determine how far you move. So you can run around the board really fast. And finally we have the war horse. And with the war horse as a follower, you can add your craft to your strength during battle. But if you lose a life during any battle or psychic combat, you must discard the war horse. So it will give you extra power until you lose a battle. And these cards are available and they might show up because of these new adventure cards. There are 72 of them, no talisman inside, and I will show you some of them, the ones I like. This Dark Fae craft 2, but she rolls 2 dice for the attack, and she uses the highest result. However, if she rolls doubles, you are turned into a slimy toad for 3 turns. When this card shows up, all good and neutral characters must lose 1 life token and put them onto this card. The first evil character to land on this card gains all of the life placed on this card, and then this card is discarded. The fireman is fighting against you. If you defeat the fireman in battle, you may take a riding horse from the stable deck instead of keeping this one as a trophy. With this card you have to roll for each of your followers. The follower with the highest results will attack you with a craft of 3. But whether you lose or win the battle, you will lose your follower anyway. The Vindicator has strength 3 if you are good, strength 6 if you are neutral, or strength 9 if you are evil. If you defeat him, you cannot take him as a trophy, but you have to discard him, but you will get 1 strength. If you draw this event card, you have to discard all of your fate tokens. If you don't have any fate tokens at that moment, you will lose 2 lives. Well, here we have a stable. This is a new location that's put on the board. When you enter this location, you get to buy a card from the stable deck. So a riding horse, mule, horse and cart, or a war horse from 2 gold up to 6 gold. And finally, this location, you have to place 1 good, neutral and evil card on this place. And once per visit this place you can change your alignment by taking 1 card from it. When all 3 cards have been taken, this card will be removed. So just some examples you might encounter in this adventure deck for the Sacred Pool expansion. Then we head over to the Warlock's Cave. In the base game, if you enter this place you will roll 1 die. That will give you a quest. When you complete the quest you will return here and get a talisman. We already had expansions that not let you roll a die but draw a card from the quest deck. Now we also have a quest reward deck instead of just simply getting a talisman. When you've completed a quest and you get returned to the Warlock's Cave, you can choose to either get the normal talisman if you don't have it yet, but if you already have a talisman, you might also get 1 card from this deck. These are almost all benefits that will either let you discard a card to get your benefit immediately, or you can save it for later in the game. For example, discard immediately and take any card in the purchase deck for free. discard and take immediately one card in the stables for free. Keep this card, you may discard this card after rolling a die to add up to 3 to the results. Keep this card, you may discard this card to heal up to your life value. Stuff like that. There was also one. This one you have to discard it immediately. Then you choose a character and you roll a die. If you roll 2 or higher, that character is turned into a toad for 3 turns. However, if you roll a 1, it is you that is turned into a toad for 3 turns. Place 4 lives on this card, and if you lose a life you can discard 1 life from this card instead. Stuff like that. So all kinds of rewards you will get. You can get multiple rewards by completing quests from the Warlock Cave. So now it's possible to play with both a quest deck and a quest reward deck at the Warlock's Cave. Then we have 3 alternative ending cards. You might know them from previous expansions. In the base game, if a character ends on the Crown of Command, he will start casting the command spell. Not if you're playing with an alternative ending, then you will follow the rules on this card. And you can choose to play with the card face down, so once a character gets up here, you'll see what he has to do to win the game. Or you place it face up. I prefer it that way, so you know what's coming. And so you can get the Sacred Pool. This will add a new rule to the game. Whenever a character starts his turn and has no Warlock quest at the moment, he may immediately accept one by either rolling a die or playing with the quest deck. If you discard a quest card, you do not discard it out of the game, but you keep it in front of you. Because the first character to reach the Crown of Command with 4 or more quest rewards wins the game automatically. So this alternative ending is all about completing quests. Then we have the Demon Lord as an ending. The Demon Lord has 4 lives. Once a character gets on this card, no other characters can enter into the inner region anymore. You have to wait to see who finished the battle, because once you are in this place you have to fight the Demon Lord. If you win, he will lose 1 life. The player who removes the last life of the Demon Lord is the winner of the game. If you have a loss or a standoff, you'll have to fight the Demon Lord again next turn. So it's a kind of last man standing. If at any time there is no character present at the Demon Lord, he will restore all of his lives up to 4. And you can only fight it with craft, and the craft of the Demon Lord is 12. And finally we have Judgment Day. Once a character enters this card, this place, we finally get to do something with the light and dark side of the fate tokens. Starting with the player that enters the space, all players will add 1 fate token from the supply to this card, and they can choose to put it with the light side up or with the dark side up. Then the player who enters the Crown of Command rolls 1 die. He will add 1 point to the result for each light fate token. He will subtract 1 point for each dark fate token. If the total of the results is 1, and it will always be a minimum of 1, this card will be removed. The character is worthy to cast the command spell, and in the next turn this player will simply start casting the command spell as normal. If the result is 2 or 3, the player gets killed and is deemed unworthy. However, if the result in total is 4 or 5, this character and all the characters with the same alignment win the game. And should the result of the die being 6 or higher, including the fate tokens, then that player wins the game. And those are the 3 alternative endings. Then finally we have 4 new characters to play with. Keep in mind they come unpainted out of the box. And as in my previous videos, I will show the character cards at the end of this video, so you can check their special abilities by pausing the video. But that is what you will get in this Sacred expansion for Talisman. New adventure cards that introduces the stables, where you can pick up horses and a mule for more options. We have a quest reward deck instead of just simply getting a talisman. Some new spell cards, nothing special about them. And of course the alternative endings. For now, if you have any questions about this Sacred Pool expansion, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. My name is David, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.